In a fierce arena, colors blaze. Purple, blue, orange, and gold. 4 captains rise by a unique scoring system, drafting their teams each week. Here, the individual prowess sparks, but team unity ignites the flame. Tonight, the season's midpoint looms, and the leaderboard's ascent grows feverish as contenders battle for glory. Welcome to Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN, presented by the Air National Guard. Legacy Park is alive with the sound of professional volleyball. It's a level we've never seen before in the state of Arizona. Mesa, our host for Team Hilly, taking on Team Edmond. Welcome back inside, everybody. Kevin Barnett alongside Olympian Key Michael. We'll have Savannah Collins on the sidelines in a few minutes. Key, on its surface, this matchup, our second one of a Sunday night, looks like a contrast in styles.
It does. They're, in fact, two very different teams, but both defense-minded, one at the net and one in the backcourt.
Okay, but which one of those wins?
At the net all day long.
Oh, yeah. She's a middle blocker. Of course it is. Hey, let's go to the back row for this, though. Kendall White, Brooke Nunaviller have been an important piece on defense for Team Hilly.
Yeah, this is not the same Team Hilly from week 2. That was clear on the first night. And it's no surprise, Sydney Hilly lost her top scorer in Claire Chausset, her top blocker in Kayla Caffey. But what the team lacks at the net, they make up for in defense in the backcourt. Nunaviller and White both delivering 12 digs in the last match. They say offense sells tickets and defense wins games. But unfortunately, that was not the case for the Blue Squad on Friday.
Yeah, I'm not sure who said that, but they had nary a clue about how it actually works. How about Tori Dixon on the other side, timely blocking on Friday?
Yeah, you cannot talk about Team Edmond without talking about Tori Dixon. My slogan, Middles for MVP, is alive and well thanks to Tori, who had 5 blocks on Friday, 4 of them in the last set alone, cementing herself the top MVP vote. Of course, Leah Edmond will get her kills as per usual, but I've been impressed by the backup on the right side from Saskia Hippe. The German import has had the highest hitting efficiency on her team in the last match, 35%, even more than the middles, which is rare. But she gave up 0 blocks, 0 errors, which makes me think she's just being really clever against a big block in front of her, using all those years of professional experience in Europe to her advantage.
Saskia Hippe has been on the absolute rise, hitting .419 in her match before the one you were just talked about, Key. 44 world-class athletes across 4 teams is how we work, an innovative scoring system. It's all an individual championship. You'll see our leaderboard throughout. If you're top 4 in the leaderboard at the end of any week on a Monday night, you will draft on Tuesday. You're the captain. You have to put it together and figure it out to play Friday, Sunday, and Monday. And those individual points, they can be positive or negative. You get team points, which are more important, but there's a lot going on. Key Michael.
Yeah, individual stats. And you might think, all right, every player's thinking about that +5 for a dig, -12 for an error. They're actually not. They're just playing volleyball. But this is how we keep score of who's doing better in the overall. But the win points are the most important. 40 points for each set, 60 points for the overall win. And then there's a little bit of MVP voting that goes on after the match where you can pick up some more points there as well.
If your team is able to sweep and put 180 points in every player's individual total, that has proven impactful time and again. We've had a number of sweeps throughout the first few weeks of play. Team Hilly on the receiving end of a sweep, unfortunately, on Friday.
Well, that was the Team Hens, who we just saw in action, and they are stronger than ever.
Team Hens came out with another victory. They are now 2-0 on the weekend, 73-60 over Team Rosenthal, who drops to 0-2. This is Deja McClendon, back to serve, gets the start once again at outside hitter. Thought we might see Oceana Presley, who's back in the gym. Deja McClendon, definitely a lot more ball control for the women in black and gold. A dig and transition to Leah Edmond right off the bat, but the block is there. Willow Johnson fired up next to Emma Willis.
Willow Johnson and Emma Willis have a statement to make. As I said, that they were a defensive backcourt team. Actually, look at that, starting off strong at the net, too.
Watch Willow Johnson. I talked to her pre-match. I said, hey, what's going on with your stats? Way up in the first week, down in the second, had a rough opener to this week on Friday. And she said, listen, I'm dealing with a back issue. I've got a couple of vertebrae that are not cooperating. As that ball's fed into the middle and Danielle Hart gets the kill. But she also said she loved the energy in week 1. Obviously, Betty helping to spread the offense for her, open up some opportunities. But she said the energy is always really good. Noma's fired up. It's great. It's what I need, kind of in-your-face energy. And last week's team was kind of even-keeled energy, and just usually doesn't work for me. She needs somebody like pushing her, chest bumps. So look and see if someone gets her fired up. Kendall White was the first choice. So watch for Kendall White come flying in and slam Willow Johnson.
Yeah, Kendall in every single timeout has been the most vocal in all the teams she's played for. I have a feeling she's going to be adding some energy. But when you change teams every week, it's so tough. You've got a new setter, you've got new energy, new players. It really does take a lot to adjust sometimes.
Johnson looking for the corner or a touch. She gets the touch.
Well, it looks like she's starting off pretty strong. Block, then a kill. So maybe she has a statement to make. I did also talk to her after that first week as well. She said she had something with her neck, so nothing going right for Willow at the moment.
Well, it's taxing to put that left arm through the air at 75 miles an hour.
The other thing is a lot of these players maybe don't play full time in the off season, have other jobs, play a little bit here and there. And this is 5 weeks of intense volleyball, 3 matches a week, plus all the training. So getting your body back used to that rhythm can be a little tough at times, I'm sure. And I say I'm sure. I am sure because I did it.
100% sure. P. Michael, Olympian in 2012, Athletes Unlimited athlete in season number 1. All right. After a small delay, Willow Johnson serves it to Benson. The dump by Valentin Anderson is successful. So count the first kill for number 27 in the black and gold.
She is so sneaky. I love watching Natalia Valentin Anderson play because she is a small player, but she's getting her kills at the net because she's crafty. No one expecting that ball to go over. 2016
Olympian when Puerto Rico qualified for the Olympic Games. That was such a huge deal for Puerto Rico to get out of the Norseca zone. Backslide, Hart again, this time dug by McClendon. That's why she's back there. Excellence in defense. Nunaviller tip. Valentin Anderson was way on that. Kendall White also there. Dueling liberos with a Nunaviller finish.
Speaking of Nati Valentin Anderson, again, I spoke to her a couple days ago about the national team because she's not with them. She didn't want to go down to the Pan Am Games now, wants to take a little bit of time off. But I said, what if they qualify for the Olympics? She said, yeah, I'll give them a call again.
Of course. Speaking of the Pan Am Games, you notice that Betania de la Cruz has not been in action this weekend. She was recalled to her national team and sent to the Pan Am Games. And if the national team calls, you have little choice in most cases, and especially in the case of the Dominican Republic team, but to go.
Yeah, and when you're Betty, I mean, they've just qualified for the Olympics in Paris as well, so she wants to stay close to that national team, stay part of that squad. They didn't even use her. I was actually doing commentary on her first match against Mexico. She sat the bench the whole time because they didn't even need her.
Well, they'll need her in some of the later matches, and they certainly will need her if they're going to make an Olympic run. They are once again relevant on the world stage.
Yeah, world ranked 8th, I think.
Wow. There's a block. Presley is in and gets the stuff.
Speaking of relevant, welcome back, Yasiana Presley. We missed you.
So I think what we might see here is McClendon across the back row, Presley across the front at that outside hitter position.
I like that lineup.
Backslide again, same thing. This time Doug, and that one looks like it's going to be wide, and in fact it is.
Presley as well, remember, she made an impact on her team last week by playing in the opposite position. So she's back in her comfortable zone now. I asked her after that match, hey, do you like playing opposite? She said, absolutely not. I would much rather be an outside hitter. So I think she's happy to be drafted as an outside this time.
Interesting. All right, hence atop the leaderboard on the strength of that victory. Earlier tonight, Leah Edmond holding her position, a chance to jump into that #1 slot pretty easily with team success here and individual success piled on top of that as Tori Dixon steps back to serve. Tori Dixon, 2-time Olympic alternate, longtime member of the national team, a decade in the gym. With a combination of Hugh McCutcheon and Karch Karai at the controls there. Outside Presley, nope, not over the top of it.
Presley immediately putting her hand on her chest saying, that's all me, because from where we're sitting behind Valentin Anderson, that was a great push. She got her hands really around the ball, gave it a lot of width out to the outside. Presley is saying, no, I could do better than that. I got you.
We'll see if she goes right back. Repeat setting. Something you love if you made an error. Nope, it's a backslide. Tight. Kaz Brown with the kill. one-time Penn State star.
That short slide, and I like that teams are starting to experiment with different zones of the net. So we've seen a lot of slides that might go all the way behind to the antenna. That one just popping up behind the setter, and as you said, the blockers might have been keyed in on Yassiana Presley, expecting her to get that repeat set. Instead, bring the blockers back with you behind.
All right, don't shout at your TV too loudly. I know I moved Kaz Brown from Kentucky to Penn State. That was not a transfer portal thing, just the wrong school.
I know she went to Kentucky because she has a few friends in the NBA now that she has on her podcast every once in a while.
Craig Skinner threw his beverage at the television when that got said. He can deal with me on Friday when we see him.
Well, there's 44 athletes out there. If you can remember every single player's alma mater, I'd be impressed.
Well, that is the idea, generally. 7-7, Yassiana Presley
Mine
with
like
the roll
a
shot.
steel trap you have, Kevin.
There you go. Yes, me and George Costanza. Glad you're with us. I'm Kevin Barnett. She's Key Michael. Savannah Collins will be roaming the sidelines and trying to get you the scoop and what it's like to be here in Legacy Park in Mesa, Arizona. Week 3 of 5 in this individual volleyball championship. This is year 3 of Athletes Unlimited. First year won by Jordan Larson. Last year won by Bethania de la Cruz, who will be back next week and still sits pretty high on the leaderboard. She was quite dominant last weekend. Backslide, Brown again. Oh, that is kept alive by a couple of one-handed jabs. Roll shot into the middle is successful from Nunaviller off the dig from Sasa. There was a whole bunch of Olympic talent out on the floor.
A lot of defensive talent, too. We talked about this blue side being heavy on the defense. I think it was 1, 2, 3 players getting digs. That final one from Sasa gives her team an opportunity to go again. Just that roll short gets 2 players on the floor.
Oh, my goodness. Leah Edmond.
Leah Edmond is always making a statement with her play. I remember speaking to her about her drafting. I said, do you get players that are really enthusiastic with a lot of heat? She said, I'm another level of enthusiasm when I play. Look at those eyes.
Nunaviller off the block and out of bounds. Smartly done. 2 very different kills on the left-hand side, both worth 1 point.
1 volleyball point.
Correct. Correct. Both kills worth 8 points.
In Athletes Unlimited. Get your calculators out.
Or don't. We'll do it for you.
Or get an AI friend.
Another roll shot. This time Benson pops it. And Edmond gets it. Oh, caught the cable and the sideline.
That is a good-looking swing. And again, credit to Valentina Anderson, who gets underneath the ball. Watch, this first one comes up, and she just gets under the ball and pays attention to that first contact. Then she falls to the floor, puts it in a good hitting position for Edmond.
Valentina Anderson, too low.
I always like to take the opportunity to talk about the mental battle that's going on when you're at the net. Because if you're sitting there couch commentating and saying, why isn't that ball going over? Because all these players are trying to be precise with their first contact, with aggression.
That's a misconnection. I think you're going to get a negative there for Valentina Anderson. Bad set going behind Tori Dixon. One thing to keep your eye on here for Team Hilly, can they pick up some blocks as Katie Lukes comes in across the front row? Both teams deploying multiple outside hitters in that position. Team Hilly had just 1 block on Friday. Oh, no one handles that second ball.
An awesome dig gone to waste. 2 players looking at each other.
Worse yet, a chance to extend. 14-9 feels much different than 10-13. Luke's misconnection. Valentina Anderson resets, fires to Presley, who tries to throw to the back line and doesn't get it.
Looking for some solutions there. The block has been pretty good on the blue side, so she's just hanging in the air that little bit, trying to push it instead of a hard-driven ball.
Now, interesting, Key, you say good position or good block. They have one block. As that one is hit over the top, you're not getting a hold of it. But it's not just about the stumps.
Yeah, exactly. The blocking is, first and foremost, your positioning so your defense can work around you. That's the first thing you want to do. The second thing is if you're low and tight over the net, you can get touches. You can slow down those hard-driven balls so it's a run down in the back, not straight to the floor. Then you're going to get your stuffs, too.
Back-to-back missed serves for Team Edmond. That's not going to help them on the scoreboard. They need to close the gap here. They trail by 4 in our first set. Team Hilly still looking for their first set victory. They lead 15-11. Our second match underway from Mesa, Arizona. Brooke Nunaviller and Team Hilly looking good.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
I'm playing for breast cancer research because it's a cause very dear to my heart. My grandma passed away from metastatic breast cancer when I was pretty young, and that kind of inspired me to become a scientist and someday, hopefully, work in the breast cancer research field, and that is why this cause is super important to me.
Athletes Unlimited about so much on and off the court. The complete package, and that's what Sydney Hilly is. And her team so far, 15-11 in set number 1. Let's check in with Savannah Collins.
Captain Sydney Hilly felt like Friday's match was a Murphy's Law kind of night. What could go wrong did. Net violations, attack errors, service errors. So yesterday at practice, she sat her team down to check her mindset and say, hey, we are not a bad team. We just had a bad match. She focused on making some corrections, but largely focusing on their strengths to try and affect their morale. When it came to tonight's scouting report, some of the things that came to mind for her is, listen, this team's got some big arms, so we need to keep them out of system and especially slow down Saskia Hippa. She has been a big factor in her teams coming out and winning matches and keeping defenses on their toes. The other thing she said is we are a good serve pass team, but we lost that battle on Friday and we're gonna have to win it tonight.
All right, thank you, Savannah. Nice tough serve there. Generates an opportunity, but it is hit wide left. A mention of that match back on Friday. Team Hens 75-55 in dominant fashion, 180 team points over Team Hilly. Team Hilly had a good run in the second set. Looked like they were going to kind of even it up in the middle of that match, but it did not happen for Team Hilly. But we found out tonight, Key Michael, that part of it is just Team Hens is very good. That ball blocked back off the top head of Josiana Presley.
Team Hens is very good. That's an understatement.
Yeah, sometimes it is the old Hugh McCutcheon ideas. That ball is hit by Hippa off the block and out of bounds. Hugh McCutcheon, gold medal coach with the USA men in 2008, 2012 silver with the USA women, and just left the Minnesota Gophers program after a decade of guiding them. He said, sometimes you need to recognize the greatness of your opponent.
It's great advice. feel like that's something similar to what Savannah said from Hilly, saying, hey, we're not a bad team. We just had a bad game. Recognize the greatness in ourselves.
There you go. You can collect the greatness if you go to Target, Barnes & Noble, or Topps.com, or Fanatics.com. You can get the first ever trading card set featuring all of the athletes from across the Athletes Unlimited world. Volleyball, basketball, lacrosse, softball, all featured prominently. That was nearly an ace. Edmond saved it with the pancake. Key's now thinking about breakfast for dinner. Leah Edmond, another dig. Oh, what a dish. Pancake number 2 in this rally. Can I get a triple stack? Yes, I can.
Yes.
I'll take it. I'm out of here. Someone find the syrup.
Well, that was delicious. Best rally of the day, I have to say. Pancake after pancake. Stacking them up for Kevin. He's licking his lips over here. There's the third from Benson, but I'm loving the defensive effort. We said these are two defensive-minded teams in the Open, and they are proving us right over and over again.
That one's going to fly for now, but then called down. I didn't think Hippa got that one. And she doesn't think so either. No argument for her.
Well, having a look at the stats, Hippa was hugely influential in that match last Friday. Only has 1 point on the board so far. So Savannah reporting that Hilly is going to focus on slowing her down. They've done so far.
Yeah, hit over 400 in that performance, did Saskia Hippa. Outside. That ball lift up. Yossiana Presley showing some defensive chops. Middle, Hart. Cross court, Doug, Sassi. Emma Willis, perfect pass. Middle's doing middle things.
Perfect example of what you were talking about earlier. Slow down at the block. It's not a stuff block, but look how easy that defense is for Willis in the back. Middle to middle connection. Great work by Hart to finish it.
Team Hilly 19-13 on the strength of that kill. Willis still at the line. Benson, perfect pass. Little inside X play. Doesn't go. That one inside Valentine Anderson. Nearly had it with the chicken wing. All right, Team Edmond down 7. Deja McClendon, diagnose what's happening for your side right now.
Hey guys. Yeah, so I feel like we're trying to serve tough, but it's just not coming through right now. We've had several errors, and the other team is playing just a little bit more clean. And yeah, right now we're down, but we still have the fire in us. So.
You're coming off injury here, and we saw you play all the way around before. Now we're seeing you across the back row. What's the difference in being utilized in those two different ways?
Yeah, I think it's tough to come off of an injury, obviously, but you do whatever you have to do for your team. And right now, my team needs some defense and some passing, and so that's what I'm providing. And hopefully that'll be enough to bring us back into this game.
Well, in the last match, I asked Ali Bastinelli about her puppy. That brought them some luck. So I'm going to ask you about your cat, Cora. Where is she? What's she doing?
Oh,
and
yeah, Cora's at home in Louisville with the family. I miss her. She's a chill girl. She's probably not watching the game, but I have her in my heart and soul.
Your cat is not a volleyball fan, Deja McClendon? What do you mean?
She's her own fan, honestly.
I mean, isn't every cat? Isn't that their whole deal?
That's true. That's very true. But no, she brings me so much luck. And then there's Stumpy here, who's Willow's cat, who's like a total volleyball fan. So Stumpy's also bringing me good luck, even though I'm playing against Willow's team.
All right, so turn things around for me. Either at the end of the set, get a couple of points, or into the second set. Where do you go if what your original plan wasn't working? Where do you take it if you're Team Edmond right now?
Right now, I mean, honestly, I might even put in a serving sub because Marin's been serving really great in practice, and we need somebody to put a little bit of serving pressure on him. And I don't know. I feel like our passing's not bad. Maybe we need to get the middles running a little bit more. And we need some blocks. That's what we need. Blocks always bring some life into the game. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to need a sign-off in Polish.
Cześć wszystkim, kocham cię Niko I do widzenia.
Perfect.
Oh, well
yes.
done, Deja.
Deja McClendon, thank you.
Say hi to Stumpy for us.
Bye.
All right, Team Edmond trying to get back in this first set, 20-13. We're still looking for some aces in this one. We've had a number of errors, but we're looking for some aces. And for every ace during this year's Athletes Unlimited season, Aspiration is going to put 10 trees in the ground. They've committed to planting them. Headed into this week, we had 700 trees committed. I want to thank Aspiration for their continued support of Athletes Unlimited. That ball high into the deep coffin corner. Kaz Brown can't do it any better.
That's a great swing by Brown. And I feel as though the balls that go straight to the ground, they're the most impressive. They're the wow factor. They're the boom, boom downs. But the ones that go into the corner, those are the most effective, especially for middle attackers. Swing high, swing deep all day long.
You now owe Jenna Rosenthal $5.
Did she coin that?
I think that's been copyrighted, trademarked. And anytime you use it, you'll receive a bill in the mail.
Okay.
Net 15 on those terms. All right. Kaz Brown, yeah, second all time in the blocking. We saw that from the moment she entered Athletes Unlimited in week 1. Bomb inside, dug up. That is frustrating if you're Willow Johnson. Hart, pass too tight. We get a net violation. No, we have an over.
That one's going to sting because it was technically a free ball for Team Hilly.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that call was, as Hart was inside the play. Now Hart's trying to say that she was the one active in the play.
Unless it was from a little bit earlier, because the free ball went over the net. Well, great digs, first of all. I think it's going to be this one right there. Over.
I didn't see anything wrong there, but I do see his defense from Kaz Brown. Touch called. That'll be a point for Team Hilly.
Big start for Hilly. A 6-point lead here. Savannah was talking about them changing their mindset. That is certainly what we're seeing here. They're focusing on their strengths. They're slowing down Saskia Hippa, and they're looking really good.
Edmond, oh my goodness, off of Danielle Hart, who has already taken a couple of shots from Edmond earlier in the league. She got one in the back row in week 2, and now got another in the front row.
I'm pretty sure this was why Danielle Hart had to go out with a concussion for a couple of days. Wonder if there's something between them. Maybe they need to have a sit down, have a chat.
Well, and that one got her in the right eye. As quickly Karis Watson fires it up on the bench. Let's take a look at this one. You don't want any piece of this, I don't think.
I'm going to tell you, as a middle blocker, we've all been there. How many times her hands are just that little bit wide. There's only enough for one ball to find its way through. And Murphy's Law, it does.
Danielle Hart's going to shake that one off and come back. I once got hit in the eye by Chris Harger, and it was in an old gym with a wrestling balcony. Hit me in the eye on the block in the left front and went out the right side of the gym into the wrestling balcony.
And could you see straight after that? Did you walk?
For 3 plays, I couldn't see.
You didn't sub yourself out. Of course
no,
not.
0% chance, Key Michael.
You could have a leg fall off and you'd still play.
This was the Stone Ages. Inside kill from Nunaviller. So we wondered where the offense might come from. There was no pin production for Team Hilly in night number 1. Brooke Nunaviller is in this first set quite productive, 7 of 11.
Yeah, they needed a little something, and they found it in Nunaviller. Someone had to step up.
Well, yeah, looking at Team Hilly and their pins, it was really difficult. Collectively, 20 kills, 16 errors on 70 attempts. Nunaviller hit 103. That is not the case now. Just inside the block, winner. Saskia Hippa in rotation 1. When I say rotation 1, what does that mean?
I was just about to explain. It means the opposite, who gets her name from being opposite the setter, is in the outside position. So she's hitting from the outside, that zone 4. Her comfortable spot is in zone 2 behind the setter.
Overpass kill. Tori Dixon has proven that she has that move down.
That ball coming into the broadcast booth. Don't worry, I still got it. These blocking palms.
You saved me.
You're welcome.
And by the way, plus 12 for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to get an assist, though. I was diving in. Oh, but I'm an outside, so I can't get it. It's just for middles.
We got to have one leg up. We got to have something that's just for us.
That is new to the scoring system this year. If a middle is involved in a block but did not block it themselves, they will get +2. Of course, if they do stuff it, they will get the full 12. Luke's powering it through. Benson in a good spot. Down the line defense from Johnson. Presley makes the play, runs out. Oh, rally of the match thus far. Put it away for Leah Edmond. No, long. Everyone in the gym thought it was a kill. The whole crowd had the clappers out.
I mean, it deserves something, even if it wasn't in. That's a great rally by the gold side, fighting and scrapping, and a few different rallies turning into something. The scrappiness they have here is just incredible. I'm sure they're going to want to see that again.
The crowd does not sound like that for a ball out of bounds. But in this case, they do.
Ooh. I don't know. That's very close.
I'm going to go without. Oh, it's much harder when you're not in the VIP room drinking Gatorade with your Nikes up, is it, Key? With the 85-inch screen?
I'm giving it in. Come on, look at that.
Friday night, Key Michael in the VIP suite. Now we have her in the more Spartan broadcast booth.
I got to use my binoculars to see the program in front of me. I'm saying that's in. Look, it's touching line.
No. I'm going out. We'll see.
All right, well, I'll take that point. That's a free point to me.
I think, well, I have to get a -12. It's like a 24-point switch. All right, let's look here. You decide at home yourself what you see. From that angle, I would side with you.
No,
From the other angle, I side with me.
No, you no take backs. No take backs. It's like the last time when I tried to change my
What about seat
answer to
savies?
blocking.
Can I tap save my seat?
Nope. Well, either way, you got to give credit to that rally. That was fantastic performance by the gold team. And they have to find a little something now. They're down by 5, potentially, depending which way this point goes. Blue squad have done such a good job of containing the attackers.
So a few questions have already been answered, and that was for Team Edmond. It was, do you trade passing for defense with McClendon and Presley? The answer is, we play both. As the question is answered there, that ball called out. I'll take the +12. Key into negative territory. Falling down our leaderboard.
I mean...
You're now behind Holly McPeak and Missy Whittemore. Good job.
Well, can't win them all.
23-18. Benson, good pass. Presley, harder this time. Higher and harder over the top, but they're going to need a few on their own service here.
Yeah, I love seeing Yassiana Presley back in the mix. It was fantastic a few days ago in the first couple of weeks, warming up into this new playing system. I like her style. She's athletic. She's quick with her wrist.
Hey, if you're enjoying this right now, go over to auprosports.com/memberships. Become a member. Support the league. More middles defense. And another kill for Presley. That's +16 in back-to-back plays now.
Give credit to Tori Dixon there. Just sitting in the seam, popping that ball high as if it was easy peasy lemon squeezy.
Serve and scoop.
Yeah, double scoop. Talking ice cream, we're talking pancakes.
Yeah. We need a delivery. Someone get an app out right now. Second set's going to be a feast. That one hit wide. All right. Ball out.
I think that someone's been called in the net, perhaps.
Well,
That ball went to the blue.
Well, the ball went to the blue, but everyone lined up for service, and then I believe we had a Hilly timeout. So now the scoreboard is being unwound, 23-21, and no one is arguing. You can always base it on that as to whether the correct call was made. The ball was hit wide.
Yeah. I saw one of the referees make the signal that the point was going to the blue, so I thought there might have been some confusion there.
Yeah, watch the referee's indication is what Key was looking at. That ball clearly out, but sometimes they indicate the wrong way. The line official clearly called that one out. So 23-21, the correct score. Team Hilly holding the lead, but right now losing momentum. Well, at the conclusion of set 1 of a total of 3. from Mesa, Arizona next.
I'm playing for lupus research because my mom has lupus. She has always been a supporter of mine throughout every, stage or phase in my career, and I thought this was the least that I could do. Lupus is something that's greatly impacted our family over the past 2 decades, and so I'm extremely passionate about raising awareness. It is still very much a huge mystery within the medical community. So I think anything that I can do to play a small role in raising awareness means a lot to her and means a lot to the lupus community in general.
Athletes Unlimited athletes doing tremendous work off the court for other people and growing themselves off the court, not just on it. Lukes with the big swing there, trying to end the rally, not yet. Hippa off the hands, and another point for the women in gold. They are within 1.
And another point we made in the earlier broadcast about that second touch. So first of all, Kaz Brown and Presley getting that first touch, or maybe it was Hippa, in fact, get that first slowdown of the ball. Then Nati in the backcourt is able to dig it up. They're able to go again, that recycle ball.
A 6-1 run, just when they needed it. That ball looks for the back line and does not find it. Immediately a challenge called by Captain Sydney Hilly. That was really close as well. Right now we're tied at 23, pending the result of this replay. Key, are you ready to lose some more points?
Gotta redeem myself.
You're gonna find yourself behind Anne-Marie next.
I was looking at Leah Edmonds' face immediately as that ball landed. And I think,
it's in.
whoa, 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 I get the first.
Oh, sorry.
I get the first call this time, and you have to go opposite of me. I say in, you say out.
Wait, who made those rules? I wasn't on the PEC when that rule got made.
Is that not how you play Monopoly or Uno? Or I was the youngest kid, so I got to make the rules for a lot of games.
If that's the rule, Molly McCage and I are going to have some words. That ball's clearly in.
Yeah, you could tell immediately when Leah Edmond looked at it, looked over at Nati. They both made the hand signals for it being out, but they knew.
So here's what we're going to do. We're going to unwind it. Currently says 23 all. It's going to get unwound to 24-21. As that ball initially called out, and finally the run is going to be broken by Team Hilly as they look for their first set victory of the weekend and as a club. Because keep in mind, these are unique, never to be seen again teams.
Yeah.
Each Friday, Sunday, Monday, and we have the draft on Tuesday to shuffle up and deal again with the top 4 players choosing new teams and perhaps new captains coming up at the conclusion of tomorrow night. We're going to conclude set number 1 perhaps here. Team Hilly for it with the captain at the line. Tough serve. For the set, Willow Johnson, no. Presley again throws to the corner, picked up by a charging Hilly. Johnson with a swing there. Presley, that ball rolled into the net. And looking like maybe a challenge. 2 of them per team, per set.
Yeah, it's always worth challenging this because 9 times out of 10, if the blockers are doing their job, they're pressing over the net, and unless that ball really went underneath the tape, which it's possible that it did, there should be a touch on the block.
So here's the question. Was there a block touch at all? Because if you let that roll forward, Kaz Brown is going to play this ball up.
I think that got pinky finger.
I think
of
it
Willis.
did too. And in live action, I thought it was touched.
And then it's up.
And Kaz Brown picks it up. So we're going to get what, Key?
A replay, in theory. And no point will be awarded.
Touch called, and the ball played up. And now we're going to have a challenge the other way, looking at whether Kaz Brown touched the net after the ball was touched on the block. It goes into the net. Kaz Brown plays it up. Her hand is underneath the net. Did it touch the net? And when we have challenge, switch sides, go to set 2.
We have challengeception coming up. I think that's a good call by Hilly.
Is that a challenge within a challenge?
It is. Yeah, exactly.
It's impossible. It can't be done.
Well, they're doing it right now.
Hang on, I'm going to spin a top and figure out where I'm at.
Yeah, Haley's asking, did Kaz Brown put her hand in the net there? So there was a touch by the blocker. But did Kaz Brown get in the net? That's the question. And it's worth a challenge because match would be over if it goes Hilly's way.
Well, Patty Ralph's going to get this sorted out here, our R2 for the match. Long-time international referee with thousands of hours of experience. An extensive conversation between Patty and Sydney Hilly.
Team Hilly on the verge of a big win, emotionally, psychologically. And you've gone down and lost all 3 sets last weekend, or not last weekend, 2 days ago, excuse me. This is more of a mental victory than anything else to get this first one under their belt.
So initially the scoreboard read 25-22, victory for Team Hilly. Now it reads 24-23 upon the successful challenge that there was a touch there.
It's tough to tell because the net was already moving. So did the net move into her? Because that's another question to ask. If the ball influences the net moving and the net hits her, then she should be safe. Because sometimes when you're blocking, the ball will go into the net and the net will then hit you, and that doesn't count as an error.
I don't see a net touch there. She pulls her elbow up like a J stroke, and I would think that would hook the net, and I don't see a hook.
And it has to be definitive.
To me, there's nothing there, and I think the score is as is, and we continue on. 24-23. And that would be what a momentum breaker this is for Team Hilly as they continue to try and close the set. Remember, they gave up a 6-1 run to 23-22.
Yeah.
And now Team Edmond only needs one to tie it. And we're going overtime here in the first.
Yeah, that's a huge shift.
And everyone's got to stretch it out, get it going. We'll hold a bounce circle.
Saskia Hippa doing some jumping jacks. And sometimes it's interesting because in international volleyball, probably in college as well, sometimes coaches will use this challenge just to slow down the momentum.
As they should.
And it's just like an extra timeout.
Do you like it or not like it?
As a player?
No, I'm talking about as an
analyst?
As a person of the game.
As a human?
Is it a good idea or a bad idea for the game?
As a middle blocker?
Yes. Answer as a middle blocker first. Human second, please.
Always.
Because middle blockers are not human.
I mean, I think I like play to keep going, but I also like that added dimension of the psychological element of it, that coaches can really affect someone who's maybe at the service line and kind of get them off their game, or maybe...
You and I are in agreement.
Okay.
I like it as strategy.
Yeah.
Because the game doesn't have enough strategy. There's not enough depth at times and things to play with. The first point is too similar to the last point. We don't have a 2-minute drill in football. We don't have the fouling strategy, even that you like it or don't like it, in basketball.
True.
You don't have the, in college, call the timeout, advance the ball, and you can throw it the length of the court. What you don't have, I think it's actually pro, you can advance it to mid-court. You don't have those different things to affect it. So if you can call a challenge to slow somebody down.
Yeah. So I like it to an extent. So if it's maybe a 30-second slowdown, that's fine. If we're sitting here for 10 minutes while there's a discussion going on.
You mean like right now?
On a computer screen somewhere, then I don't love it so much. And the players, I think, would probably agree with me. Because now they're just talking about what they're going to have for dinner, where they're going to meet for coffee tomorrow. You really, your focus gets lost a little bit.
Yeah. Did we like phone a friend, or we had a Discord discussion happening? Whatever just went on.
Yeah.
The first challenge is successful and ultimately prevails. And the scoreboard needs to reflect it.
So it should go back to being no point awarded.
Correct. Replay. That is correct.
Okay,
So
they
now
are
it
down
is
by
correct.
2.
24-22. Because it's a replay, and everyone is checking that right now, all in agreement. So they're 2 points away from the tie, not 1 as was indicated before. Hit, but down the line, dug by White. Lukes. Roll shot for it. No, Valentine Anderson. Take us cut. Yes.
Whoa.
White, second dig of the rally. Valentine Anderson has 3. That ball's long, no touch.
Woo-wee.
That one was clear of the block. No one is indicating a challenge. We have crossed off set number 1, 25-22. With no confusion in this point anyway.
Well, not that Team Edmond didn't hustle for it. That dig right there was the defining one from White. She kept the play going when it looked like it might have been down. Then it's Valentine Anderson doing dirty work in the right back, not letting anything fall. 2-3 times in a row. Kaz turning around at the net from getting the ball behind her. I mean, eventually it was just patience. Who was going to outlast the other? And it was Team Hilly.
The bench fired up, finally taking that set. Their first victory in a set. They went 0-3 on Friday. They are now up 1 here. You picked up on it, Key Michael. Critical play of that set-winning rally. Kendall White, couple of them. That first dig was monstrous. We're dancing, we're jamming. Set 2 coming up. There is no lack of beautiful scenics in our home of Arizona for this 5-week season. We want you to know the Arizona Sports and Entertainment Commission is dedicated to attracting and championing events like this one to the state of Arizona. They'd love you to know that partnering with them is the smartest thing you can do for your event. Arizona Sports and Entertainment Commission, responsible for Athletes Unlimited being here in our home. And we are in week 3, 25-22, Team Hilly. It is week 3, night number 2, match number 2. Let's now go into the action with the Air National Guard.
Go! Yeah, go, go, go! Yes, great job! Good job! Great!
Hey, great defense!
Great all day. Keep making Benny move. Play short deep with her. Here we go. Yeah, high, high, high! Let's go. What a game! Here we go. Playing their short deep game with the defenders. You beat Amanda off the block. She might be on her toes. Throw a short one in. Again, just like... All go ahead aggressive. Everyone is covering you very hard. Let's take the shots when we have them. Be smart, make the move, make them hit the floor when we don't. Remember, we like hitting Donati because Amanda, we'll see, you know, but let's just be smart here.
4-year starter and student of the game, Brooke Nunaviller, there into the game. All right, let's go. We have Savannah Collins, who I think was in a huddle, the gold huddle.
Well, I had to ask, right when that match ended, Leah Edmond pulled her team together and she was pointing up to the scoreboard, talking to her team intensely. So I asked Amanda Benson, what did Leah say when that set ended? She said, look at the scoreboard. Look how close it was. And if we hadn't made errors, it wouldn't have come down to the challenges. It wouldn't have come down to the refs making the decisions about those final points. So she talked a lot about, let's focus on our energy. That's the type of captain and player Leah Edmond is. It is all about drafting an energy squad. So if there's one that can turn around and respond to a situation like that, it's hers. And it starts with her setter, Natalia Valentin Anderson. It's the reason she drafted her, the good vibes she brings to the team, and the defense she plays.
Never mind the sweet dish there. Thanks, Savannah. Benson handles the overpass. Hippa trying to get going offensively. Right now, Team Hilly staves that off. White underneath another one. Joust at the net. One. Tori Dixon. Can I get it like a flex or something? Can we get? Can you channel your dad? Like.
I don't think Tori Dixon is one to flex. She's one of the most humble humans.
Well,
to
we'll get
play the
Rye
game.
Santos to do it instead.
Yeah, exactly. Get someone else to do it for her. That's teamwork there, though. I mean, backing each other up. I like that. She's saying, hit the gym. But I like what Savannah said about Captain Leah Edmond saying, look at the scoreboard. Often you get coaches and players saying, don't look at the scoreboard. Just play every point. But she's actually just saying, hey, we were that close. And if we don't make those silly errors, we got this.
Emma Watson had the ball come back over just out of the reach of Willow Johnson.
Another thing that Brooke Nunaviller mentioned in her mic'd up, she obviously played with Amanda Benson. She's saying, let's try and catch her short. Let's catch her moving up or moving deep. They know each other well, playing at Oregon together.
Yeah, there's a flock of ducks here, a gaggle of ducks. There's a block from a Kentucky Wildcat, Leah Edmond.
Great start, 3-0. That's a statement start from the gold side.
Now look at the scoreboard now, Team Edmond.
That's exactly right. You think Leah has a little chip on her shoulder after that ball called in, out?
I think it was there before. I like it. I like the way she plays. Getting rid of that front row attacker. Focus on Willow Johnson, and it works. 4-0. The opener. Do you call a timeout?
Possibly. I think that
Hilly's letting it ride right now.
Team Edmond now doing exactly what Team Hilly was doing to them just a minute ago. They're shutting down Willow Johnson.
Well, they're serving short on Nunaviller. Will that continue? This one goes deep into the gap by Nunaviller. Opportunity for her to approach, dug by Presley. And killed in transition by Edmond, 5-0.
What a start. Captain material. Edmond doing it all, front court, back court. She's bringing so much energy. And just as I was saying, Team Hilly kind of kept her really quiet in the first set. I think she had something like 4 points as opposed to 19 in the last match. Now she is running away with it.
Overpass redirected by Dixon, and running away with it is the way to describe it, Key Michael. You're on the money there, 6-0. Doesn't it have to be a timeout now? Hilly's getting a de facto one here, small meeting. And now we're going to wipe the floor. Not a bad plan. But you have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I'd be calling mine about now, I think.
All right, if it was Team Michael.
You wouldn't want to see that. It'd be all middles, 6 middles on the court.
If I was on the other side serving, I'd want to see it. Another stuff, 7-0.
Tori Dixon, let him know again. MVP won in the last match for exactly this reason. Crucial blocks in the crucial time.
No doubt about it. The moment that hit the floor, it was timeout signaled from Sydney Hilly. Carrying Friday, channeling it into Sunday is Tori Dixon. Dominant. Her side up 7-0. 7-0 open for Team Edmond in the second set, and the broadcast booth for the moment has gone full gold side, I believe. Replica jerseys available, auprosports.com. You can go there, get your replica jerseys, and enjoy it. Yeah, join the team.
We don't pick sides, though. We don't pick
No,
sides.
no.
We love everybody.
If someone wants to bring me a blue jersey, I'm all about merch.
Yeah, all the merch.
All right, let's get this going. A run of 7 points to open this second set. Ends with a missed serve.
Very close again.
So Emma Willis steps back to serve, and that means that Karis Watson comes in at middle blocker in her first season here, Rock Hill, South Carolina, number 48, and then swaps right back out. Thought she was going to be out, but Danielle Hart says, nope, I am back in the match. Over the top, dug by Sasa. Sydney Hilly's underneath that one. How about a sweet bump set? Yeah, money. Hippa, that's redirected off the left hand of Hart and down.
How do you come back from a 7-point deficit?
Slowly.
Two-time Olympian Kevin Barnett, what do you do from the service line?
You have to somehow relax and not try and score 2 points on every swing, honestly. Don't swing too hard. Don't go hard seam. Don't serve the death out of the ball. Just work. Next play, next play. Don't even look up at the score. One of the geniuses of really good teams is that if you come into their gym, practice or otherwise, that ball's off the block. You would not know the score by their body language. You would have no clue. You don't know if they're +5 or they're -5. And the first time I saw that in really stark contrast was the 2008 men's team on the U.S. side who won the Olympic gold medal. They played even the whole time. Very much a reflection of their coach, Hugh McCutcheon. And you have to be able to do that. If you can do that, you can come back from anything.
Well, it's a mental game, right? It's a Team Orange saying they're actually the green team.
Oh,
Team
right,
Hens.
right, yeah.
So they've just decided, just like the gold side is saying now, we just decided that we're winning. Doesn't matter what the scoreboard is. That's what the blue side needs to do now.
A lot of it's about being present
Yeah.
in the point you're in, and you can't control the past, right? So control what you can control. A lot of those kind of catchphrases you hear now so much across athletics, but the first time I heard it as a player was Hugh McCutcheon reiterating again and again. A man who I very much respect, not only for what he has to say, but his communication skills in saying it. His New Zealand way of talking got to me.
Give us the accent then.
It's not all rainbows and ponies. Yeah, that's some of my favorites, the rainbows and ponies stuff.
Is it kittens at least?
Well, I mean, it could be, if you're hanging out with Willow Johnson. Hippa, nice inside out turn to the corner. 9-3, Team Edmond holding on to a 6-point advantage.
Hippa, a big difference maker. I feel that she needs to get more involved on the gold side. Relatively quiet, only 3 points in the last set, had 13 in the match on Friday. If she can get going, this gold side's looking really good.
Dixon serving short. Nunaviller, nice fake, but Valentine Anderson ran it down again. Good opportunity here, back row. No, sky tip. Chopped inside. Brooke Nunaviller with a little beach shot there. Nunaviller, kind of a Swiss Army knife of a volleyball player, originally Chandler, Arizona. Started as libero her first season at Oregon in the Pac-12. Now with 11 kills in this one, then transitioned to outside hitter, a tremendous player.
Wonder if she just feels right at home here.
143 matches, 5 years. You're gonna have to rewrite these record books where you let people play 5 years. The record book is essentially useless anymore. Block straight down. That's gonna be Luke's alongside Hart.
Big connection there. A lot of height there as well. Have a look at the swing. So we've talked about Hippa being one of the smarter swingers. She surely saw how close and how well-formed that block was, but still swings right into it.
I think she tried to wrap inside out on that, and she just caught the line. A nice, well-formed block. Presley flies in and hits it right off the hands of Hart. Let's check in with Savannah Collins.
Opponents have talked about how she's a factor, and we're seeing it start to pick up here in this set. The mover of week 2 was Saskia Hippa. She jumped 18 spots on the leaderboard, more than any other athlete. She made some crucial moves, too. She went from number 28 to into the top 10 for number 10. And here's how she did. So my little funfetti right here is going to be for win points. She had 500 last week. Exploded in stat points with 243. And then she got her first MVP vote. That's my little lightning bolt here for 60. That's what helped her make that 18-point jump. And she kept it going on Friday night, too. She had 140 win points, 164 stat points. She's on pace to break that this week. And then 40 MVP points again. So Hippa is really creating the AU trifecta right here, picking them up in all 3 categories. Her opponents are feeling it on the court, and she's feeling it on the leaderboard.
Savannah, an excellent breakdown of how it all works and why people rise on the leaderboard. Speaking of rising, in our first match, Genesis Collazo went from 11 to 6 on the strength of her side's victory. Ali Linehan, same thing, 9 to 4 on the leaderboard.
Love those emojis as well. That really makes it clear in my mind.
I want the rewind one she had in our first match.
The rewind Uno card.
I want to issue that, yeah, the Uno reverse card. Cass Brown lights it up, wide right. That looked like a laces out kind of swing.
Is that a football reference?
Everything was perfect, and then it just went wide right. You take a look at the leaderboard. That is live updating with every action, positive and negative. Presley looking for more positivity. No, it's a stab. It's a +5 for the dig by Danielle Hart. She's had a couple in recent rallies. Haley versus Presley. Johnson on the tip. Valentine Anderson is all over tip coverage. Nice reaction by Hart once again. There was a touch in the back row. That'll be a point. Kaz Brown gets the kill and a +8.
Again, defense, defense, defense out of both these sides. And you mentioned Valentine Anderson making it so tough for the blue side to get the ball on the floor. But I like her running that quick middle as well, getting Kaz Brown involved, not letting anyone sleep on the middles.
Lukes. There's Katie Lukes in rhythm. Really struggled on Friday night. Katie Lukes not putting up her best numbers, but that is more like what she's capable of, powering USD to the national semifinal this last year. Down the line, more heat from Lee Edmond. Is that the Lee Edmond you remember from season 1?
That arm, absolutely. She has always had that kind of heat and that power, and you go up against her and you kind of just close your eyes and hope that you're gonna have all your fingers by the end of the block. But she's looking super physical, super athletic. She talked to me about what she's been doing, training extra in the offseason to get that physicality back, so she's even better than she was in season 1.
Well, if you think you can dig that ball, come to the gym. auprosports.com/tickets. Come and see us in person here at Legacy Sports Center. Come on in and be a part of Athletes Unlimited Volleyball in person this weekend. You have tomorrow and you also have the next 2 weeks. Plan ahead, people. Perfect set outside. Lukes again tees off. That feels good to shake off less than ideal left side attacks with a couple of bombs.
And a substitution for Sasa, so they're playing that kind of front row, back row strength of each player being utilized. Sasa coming back to serve.
Sasa, Olympic gold medalist, serves short right off Dixon. Overhead, Nunaviller. Roll shot, Sasa read it. That's gonna be too tight. Tipped over, Willis. Counted as a block and then a play. We play on. Perfect dig. Outside, Edmond trying to end it, she does. The women in gold might not be happy about a non-call there. The best way to deal with it is just to put it lights out. As Rai Santos checks in with us. Hi, Rai.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
Hey.
Tell me about what's going on your side between set 1 and set 2. You guys came out firing in set 2.
Yes. Set 1, I think we had a lot of errors, especially in serving error. We had like 4 or 5. And it's a serve-receive battle. So we came back and we said, hey, we gotta be more aggressive with our serve. Don't worry about the errors. Like, just do your best serve, and that's how we started, 7-0. But hey, game is so intense right now. It's 14-10 already, so it's a good battle today.
I love that you sat down in the chair because I feel like I would regard you as one of my favorite people in the world, but I found out something about you I did not know, and I need to know the answer. Did you do Broadway dancing as a child, or you wanted to be a Broadway dancer?
I wanted to be a Broadway dancer, but I did salsa. I was a salsa dancer when I was a child, so I did dance for 7 years, and we represented Puerto Rico in different competitions in Canada, in the States, in Puerto Rico. So yeah, I'm always dancing.
Hey, this doesn't have to be a chair chat. This could be a dance chat.
Yeah.
No. Let's do it with all my teammates. I'll love that.
Okay, all right. Yeah, we'll take a dance circle as another one is rejected by Tori Dixon. Rai, you and I ran into each other this afternoon, and you were working. So tell people out there what you're getting involved in with right now, what you've been involved with for a little while that might transition you when you leave the sport.
Yes, I am working with Patterson Sports Venture. It's a sports life coaching company, and I got certified last year. It's been a year already since I started working for them, and helping young athletes during their transition. So it all started me using it in my personal life and career, and I fell in love with everything. So yeah, I got certified. Right now we're creating different courses, doing different things for the company, and hopefully in the future we can translate it in Spanish and bring it to Puerto Rico. But as of now, we're in the States, and yeah, it's been life-changing.
All right, that's fantastic. When you're talking to Jesse about his eventual life plan, do you just tell him, say, hey, I'm certified. You have to listen to me.
Yes. Well, he is a little cheater because he listens to everything I work on, so he's using those tools for him as well.
Oh.
But I'm like, like, hey, if you want to learn more, you got to be certified. I'm not telling you anything else.
We love Jessie. I have a question for you guys. So you've been with Natty, Valentina Anderson, all weeks so far. What are you guys talking about in the timeouts? Give me that little setter inside, because I'm always being made fun of for being a middle, but you guys really see the game different.
Just talking about how their middles are moving, who is on fire on our side, her to be sneaky and put the ball on the other side, and just like giving her, hey, just giving her all the supports that she needs for her to run her game.
Yeah, and giving the energy right there. Perfect.
Yes.
Rice Santos, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
All right, your side is up. That was a blast from the other side, but the point lead has been carried, re-extended. Team Edmond, 17-12. Saw a number of terrific plays when we were chatting with Rice Santos there.
Yeah, it's been high level, both these matches.
Presley, Hippa, and Dixon across the front row. This will be Presley.
Whoa.
Sasa with the dig, she's back up. And that one is down the line, off the block, and all good.
This gold side, ever since the later end of that first set, they've just looked completely turned around and transformed. They've just decided that this is the way we're going to play. This is what we do. This is our definition of our team, scrappy in defense, aggressive at the front court, blocking all over the place, and they're just looking really good right now.
Yeah, 6 of 17 for Hippa. She's picked her numbers up a little bit here. 240 in the overall efficiency as Dixon serves. Working on Nunaviller, back row Johnson. Interesting path for the opposite. And Hippa turns another. This one is blocked by Danielle Hart and her right hand. Well, you might see some shots blocked on goal coming up on Tuesday. All 32 NHL teams are taking the ice, and ESPN's triple header starts at 6 Eastern. That's 3 Pacific. Quit work early and see the Toronto Maple Leafs take on the Washington Capitals. The Boston Bruins take on the Blackhawks. Then it'll be the Philadelphia Flyers and the Vegas Golden Knights. Also, the Frozen Frenzy is something you want to see as the lightning kill is destroyed by Kaz Brown. It's whip around coverage of every game starting at 8 Eastern on ESPN2. That was how you do it in the middle.
Speaking of lightning, and maybe Savannah knew this, and that's why she used the lightning in one of her logos, but that's actually their team name, the Gold Side this week, the Lightning.
Not Golden Lightning, just Lightning? The assumption is Lightning is golden?
Something about that, yeah.
Presley with the block for the Lightning. 20-13. Keep in mind how important this is. So they lost 25-22. They were down 3 in the overall, not just that first set. Now, here in the second set, 42-38. Team Edmond leading by 4 in that overall by virtue of their 7-point lead here in the second set. So they're looking for the 40 set points, but also trying to build for that overall victory that will be determined in set number 3. Maximum win points available are 180 in any single match.
Oh, great serve.
That's over, too far. Natalia Valentina Anderson was looking for a kill, didn't get it. Outside, inside. White hangs in, no good. Presley jumped over 30 inches on that swing.
Wow.
Watch Josiana Presley here.
She is a physical specimen. Oh yeah, she is OTB over the block.
Yeah, we have some telemetry on Josiana Presley. So her max jump in this match, 31.2 inches.
And it's interesting because she's not the tallest player out there. So Josiana Presley, only 6 foot, but she's playing at a height that's up at the top of the antenna.
After thinking about it, they have called a timeout, has Team Hilly, their second of this set. Gives us a chance to go into the action with Saskia Hippa.
Take that one. It's very close to me. If you can, okay. But normally I push. Here we go. Yeah!
That's what it's like to be on the court with one of the most experienced pros in the league.
And I love that there's so many international players on each side. So you've got the "yeah," you've got the "see," you've got the "let's go," all different languages, but playing together on one court.
All right, let's take a look at what Danielle Hart has brought to this match. She was nearly out of it, got shelled again at the net. She was doing work early, a couple of kills early on in that one from Leah Edmond, who hit her last week in defense. And then what has to be going through her mind at that point is this happening again?
Yeah, unlucky to get hit a couple times in a row. But she's strong. She's gutting it out and doesn't even look impacted. She sat out a couple of games and said, you know, the lights and the sounds were really bothering her after that concussion, but she looks fine.
Well, she's back in this one, made a couple of digs in this second set. So ranking 15th right now on our leaderboard. All right, Team Edmond's been in control. Can they close quickly and carry a big lead into the third? Hart blocked by Presley. Way over the net was the 2-2.
Yeah, Team Gold establishing that blocking dominance, continuing to do so. I think that's the 7th block for their side to just 4 for Team Hilly. So they're just being a big presence at the net. Talked about necessarily not being the tallest player, Josiana Presley, but she plays big.
You're listening to Key Michael, 2012 Olympian. I'm Kevin Barnett, and Savannah Collins will join us again from the sidelines. Presley doing work in this second set. That will be another kill. So the block to kill, points piling up for number 22 as her team goes to 23.
Again over the top. I wonder if that day off just did really well. Just rested her legs, took some time to recover, didn't have to play on Friday. Had herself a coffee and she's back in it.
Yeah, a little streaky right now. 8 for 27. 3 balls out and 1 into the block, but the last few swings have been top shelf. So look at our leaderboard in there. Constantly updating. Players moving up, players moving down, depending upon positive or negative actions. That service error, -8. Danielle Hart to serve. Her team probably doesn't get enough in this set to come all the way back, but they definitely could get enough to close the lead. There's only 6 points in the overall between Hilly and Edmond. 39-45 at the bottom. That is your overall score, the aggregate. That determines who wins the match and what your overall record is. Edmond coming in at 1-0. Hilly coming in at 0-1. Back row kill, the Edmond. 24.
That's why Edmond's such a threat. Front court, back court, defense from the service line. She's just a little bit of everything. Everything to everyone.
Set point. Service error, -8 there, 24-15. More importantly, 46-40. So you'd love to carry a 7-point lead. That's a pretty healthy advantage into the third set. It's got to happen now with a side out. Lee Evans in the left front. Would you go anywhere else?
No. Give me the ball, feeder, or Kaz maybe, if it's a good ball in.
Oh, had to bring a middle into it. Trying to throw it all the way to the end line. Willow Johnson did, but her left hand went into the net. And Amanda Benson chased it anyway. They had to go get her to celebrate the victory. 25-15, a second set reversal for Team Edmond. And it was right from the jump.
That's what you like out of your libero. They're always playing defense, even in their sleep. You know when you see dogs that are running in their sleep, that's what liberos are doing. They're chasing down balls and diving. But that was a great set out of the Gold side. They had nothing but momentum the whole time.
Who feasts? Who takes advantage in the third? Can someone get out to a quick start? And who gets on a strong finish? Josiana Presley and the gold side finished the second.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.
It is a 47-40 lead for Team Edmond, who rallied in the second to a dominant 10-point victory. And they lead headed into the third set. Remember, tomorrow night, Joe Buck, Troy Aikman, and the Monday Night Football crew will be in Minnesota. That's right, home of Tori Dixon. 49ers facing the Vikings at 8 Eastern on ABC and ESPN, along with ESPN Deportes. ESPN2 has Peyton and Eli as well. Lots of ways to watch. Tori's dad, David, longtime player for the Minnesota Vikings. Some heritage there. You know they're going to be watching. Played at Minnesota. And 10 years plus on the national team in the gym. And contributed to multiple outstanding performances by that women's national team in the Olympic Games. Sydney Hilly, also a Minnesota native out of Brooklyn Park. Setter who just finished up her career. Another 5-time All-American. Okay.
Okay.
Savannah Collins has an injury update for us.
So we're not going to see Emma Willis right now, even though she was in the starting lineup for Team Hilly. She's been taken back to the training room. She's not on the bench, not on the floor. So we'll continue for updates for her and the factor that she plays into this match for Team Hilly.
All right, so we thought Karis Watson was going to get some playing time before. We are certain of it now. Number 48 in blue just checking in, and she will check out because her position will be occupied by Kendall White, the libero, in the back row.
Been a few middles subbing in due to injury over the last few weeks.
Oh, I take it back. She's in the front row, right front.
There's a curse going around.
Better be careful, Key.
I know, right? I'm wearing my ankle braces even when I'm not playing, just in case.
Here in the booth, Key Michael ready at any time. Full neoprene and ankle braces. I'm Kevin Barnett. She's Key Michael. Savannah Collins, you just heard from her. Thanks for being with us here on a Sunday night. We'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be here at 7 Eastern as well as 9:30 p.m. Eastern for the conclusion, the final 2 matches of our week 3. Watson right into the match and collecting a kill.
Okay.
Kind of a
there
dunk.
is Watson. I like the enthusiasm and the aggression on that.
The assistant coach now from Winthrop University, played at Clemson.
That's a great change of direction. She's got Tori Dixon in front of her, too. That's not easy to do.
And Kendall White giving some fire, and that ball served just long by number 48. So now Danielle Hart will go to the front row. Got a master's degree from Essex University in England. Did Karis Watson's had a really nice start to her professional career here when she's had opportunities. Edmond can't quite handle the heat of Willow Johnson. They may be able to get Willow Johnson going. They could take the overall here. In negative territory is Johnson, even with that kill. Now 4 kills, 5 errors on 14. Need to get Kendall White in there with a chest bump or something.
That energy up.
Another delivery from Natalia Valentina Anderson from her knees perfectly for Josiana Presley, who's the hot hand on the gold side.
Yeah, we talk a lot about Nutsara being one of the better setters in terms of flicking that ball around the place, but I have to say, Natalia Valentina Anderson is right up there in terms of ball control and speed and delivery of those balls. Interestingly, both those setters, the smaller of the 4, so they have to be creative. They got to be crafty with it.
Perusing around the stats, the Team Hilly with 4 blocks. That's more than the 1 that they had the previous one, but they're getting outblocked by Team Edmond, 8-4. Can they do a little more work in that aspect of the game? And where do you go for point scoring in transition? That is a dangerous, dangerous play. It's probably one of the okay results there for Katie Lukes, not going under, not having a collision.
Yeah, not a good looking play there, but the one before, again, Nati serving up the middle from an awkward situation. That's what puts the blue side in that tricky spot.
3-3, 50-43 in the overalls. We follow that for the 100 points that are available. That was a backslide D. That generally doesn't work.
Wow.
And that generally does work if you set Leah Edmond out of the back row.
Let's go. No block. And again, Nati establishing all her attackers early. Then she's got a wide open channel for Leah and no block in front of her. That's just money.
Leah Edmond, eyes focused on the championship this year and eyes focused on being a professional player. Full time. Lukes, another big swing. So we're starting to see Lukes get in rhythm with the ball.
Yeah, bump from out of system as well. So she knows she's going to have 2 blockers in front of her, 4 big hands. Does really well to find something around there.
Wow. Perfect dig, middle back. Nuneviller stands in. Lukes, a little soft touch.
Oh.
And there's another winner out of the back row for Edmond. Piling up the points.
Wow, this is incredible volleyball on the gold side. We're only going to give points, or at least Leah's the one to finish it off there, but have a look at Saskia Hippe here, coming out of nowhere to keep that ball alive. Then you've got that pop-up in the middle and the power coming through from Leah. So a really balanced looking team on the side of gold right now.
Captain looking like she's going to be captaining again if she keeps that level. Dig from Presley with the platform. Edmond, how about one more? That is another 8 points, 24 in the last few plays. Her team now +2. She has 12 kills. Been blocked once, hit 1 ball out on 24. That'll do.
That'll do. That'll certainly do. And some stats, just doesn't get much better than that.
Just stacking and piling points. And how about that? Kaz Brown will take the block. Leah Edmond, you see now, extending her lead atop the leaderboard. She will remain, it looks like, in the gold jersey if the level continues. Remember, there's a whole other match to be played tomorrow night. We hope you join us here in person in Mesa, Arizona. If you don't, come on back here, same time, same channel, and same top-level volleyball as Lukes gets a hold of one again.
Well, she had to do something there. That big block of Kaz Brown, it's intimidating. So if you get players on the blue side that can find some heat and still avoid the block, that's the perfect situation.
So we're working on the overall, 54-45, the lead for Edmond. Another good pass and another ball put away by Leah Edmond. She's 4 for 4 in recent memory here in this third set. The magic number for her side, Team Edmond, is 19 in this set. If they score 19 points, there will not be enough points left on the board for Team Hilly to even tie in the overall.
Simple math, right?
Yeah, at the end of the day, once you kind of wrap your brain around it. Off the head of Valentine Anderson, who does she go to? Kendra White digs in. I think you're going outside now. Chip shot off the hand, smartly done.
Wow, Leah. Come on, she can do no wrong right now. The golden touch. She's hitting hard driven, she's rolling that. That's not a perfect ball for her. So the connection between her and Valentine Anderson has been really good so far, but have a look at this one. Ball dies just a little bit inside. She's not going to be able to go aggressive with it. She knows the blockers are there. Instead, just roll it to the deep. Oh.
Set over.
Just as I was saying, Valentine Anderson's the only sneaky setter in town. Hilly has something to say about that.
We're close enough. Sydney and Hilly might have heard you.
I'm sure she has more important things to focus on than whatever I'm talking about.
Hippo right side tips.
Oh.
White is charging again. She's had a number of spectacular digs in this third set. White, Hilly, none of it are sent back by Dixon. Benson was charging and the ball just disappeared with the left hand of Tori Dixon. So Tori Dixon is going to collect another block. She's continued her defense at the net. 4 now, along with 4 assists for Tori Dixon. Perfect pass. Offense, Dixon with the touch. Benson overhead. And Edmond gives another souvenir to the crowd. Just go ahead and keep it. It's yours. I'm still pitching that match.
That's what you get to do when you come in person.
I'm still pitching that match. We need one of those. 11-6.
Match where everyone gets to keep the balls if they go into the stadium.
Goes in the crowd, it's yours.
I like that. A lot of balls go into the crowd, so are you footing the bill?
No, it's a sponsorship. I'm not the one making the balls.
I don't know. You make a lot of things.
If I had
nifty.
If I had a volleyball factory, I would do it.
You could 3D print us some volleyballs.
Those are not going to be any fun to play with. Karis Watson from the front row to the back. She will serve and play defense. Her team +4 on the scoreboard. Pardon me, -4 on the scoreboard. Looking for a little bit of advantage here. Good short serve, and that's a winner.
Karis. You don't see a lot of times when Natty Valentine Anderson cannot make that second touch.
It's a little loud in here.
Whose baby is that?
It's exactly how my hair looks with the headset.
Yeah, it does. I think he's enjoying it. What do you think?
Yeah, looks happy.
Barron's a little less so, but you know, when you're holding a baby at a volleyball game.
That one blasted through the block. Saskia Hippa.
Hippa, the X factor so far in these last couple of sets.
Edmond to the back row. She's been a dedicated part of the offense from back there. There's some defense from her. Oh, what a set. Presley ready to swing. And a block. Another one from Dixon and Sassi.
Great combination play. And if we get another chance to look at it, have a look at the footwork of Dixon. So there's the defense keeping things in play and a big swing from Presley. But Dixon knows really early where that ball's going. So she's able to get out there close, hip to hip with Sassi. And then you've got 4 dominant arms in front of the attacker.
Johnson takes a big swing, but the soft touch of Tori Dixon at the net blocks another one. Dixon with 5 total blocks and 4 assists.
Well, Tori Dixon, she's a clutch player. She did the exact same thing on Friday. Remember, 4 of her 5 blocks came in that last set. Kind of just heats up as the set goes along. I mean, she's starting to read her hitters really well, kind of tuning in to where the setter wants to go, understanding what Hilly wants to do. That's half the battle of being the middle blocker. It's not just see ball, hit ball. It's read everything that's happening on the other court.
That's why middles are smart. It's not, you can't be a caveman middle.
You said it, not me. I'm gonna quote you on that. Kevin Barnett, middles are smart.
15-8 here, Edmond over Hilly. And the score for Leah Edmond and her side matches her stats in this one. 15 kills, 7 digs already for the captain.
Well, I think we got a challenge here for potentially block touch. But I think it might be clutching at straws. There's a look at it. I don't see any fingers moving. Ooh.
Right thumb?
You think?
Right thumb. I think Tori Dixon is going to know.
Oh, I don't see thumb.
You're looking at the same thing the officials are looking at here. And I believe that is a touch.
Yeah, you might be right. We'll allow it. Dixon, the face says it all.
I just learned something new. I learned that you are in charge. I didn't know you were the final authority. The final call. We'll allow it.
I'll allow you to be right for once. Tori Dixon will allow it as well. She knew all along.
Yeah, she knew. And it's important, too, because you go to that huddle while it's going on. You need to prepare your team for what's coming.
Yeah.
Willow Johnson to the line. Her team only down 5. But quickly losing ground on the overall. Remember the magic number at 19, so just 4 away from that is Team Edmond. 15-9, the technical timeout has been reached in set 3. Leah Edmond, a positive offensive force in this one.
Volleyball allowed me to be myself. Like, I can be very aggressive and sassy, and you know, some sports, especially contact sports, were not the thing for me in terms of that, but having a net in between it and being able to take my anger out on a ball makes things a lot better. But just being able to play a sport that is so individualized, of you get to play your type of volleyball. There isn't a specific way to play volleyball. Everybody has their strengths and weaknesses, and volleyball really plays into what those are. And so it's just a joy to be able to play a sport that really lets me be myself.
Well, we've seen Leah Edmond take some anger out on some balls tonight. Her team is leading 15-9 in this third set. And there's a key about Leah's shoulder that's making a difference for her this season. It's a shot that she has that we have not seen in season 1 and season 2 from her. So she was battling shoulder injury in season 1, still kind of getting through it in season 2. And it's that angle where she takes her arm kind of like this, and it gives her that really sharp, and those balls hit in front of the 3-meter line. She was forced to continuously swing like this, full speed, and that was kind of all she had in her arsenal. So when the blockers are really attacking her line shot, she now has that range of motion that she can go to that allows her to hit that really sharp shot, and you know when she does, because the crowd goes wild every time for it.
Yeah, Brooke Nunneviller just said, yeah, I can hit that shot too, and went ahead and did it inside the block. I wonder, she said she doesn't like contact sports, Leah Edmond, but you're making it a contact sport for everyone else out here.
Yeah, she wants to be on the giving side, not the receiving of the contact.
Understood. Here comes Presley. Oh, there's some contact positive from Danielle Hart and her side. Hanging tight, 15-11. They are still within reach of the overall as well as this set. 100 points still hanging in the balance.
Yeah, blue needs a little pick-me-up right now. That'll do nicely.
Just their 5th block to 12 on the other side. And that one off the block out of bounds. Magic number 19.
So that's kind of similar to what Savannah was just talking about. You saw the wrist of Saskia Hippa go away from her body. So she's aiming that ball towards the blocker's hands and out of bounds. Just basic physics. If you go from inside to outside, that's where the ball's going to land.
Luke's perfect pass. Good platform action. Benson with the dig. Cover from Brown. Calling for it is Edmond. Edmond clears everybody out. Gives Kaz Brown that opportunity. Backslide for number 10 in gold and black. Tori Dixon in the chair right now. Tori, are you just studying when the set or the match starts, and then like by set 3, like, I've got this all figured out. Hang on, let me just read the matrix and I'm going to stuff everybody. Why are you coming alive so strong defensively late?
I think as a team, it's taken us a while to adjust to what they're doing. I know Brooke's hitting really, well, both their outsides are hitting pretty high over our block, and so we just wanted to wait, adjust, and it's working out well, so we're just trying to roll with that.
Well, I know I'm always talking to you about middle blocker things, but it's been lucky so far in the chair chats to talk about pets. So I know you have 2 cats, Sushi and Kitten, 2 dogs, Finn and Leo. What are they doing today?
They are hanging out. Sushi's actually with me in Arizona, so he's in the hotel, like living his best life. You know, he's like sweet life of Zach and Cody, you know, just hanging out in the hotel, the king of the hotel. But yeah, I love them dearly.
Now, you're playing with a torn ACL, and you went through heart surgery. You've had a lot to keep this career going.
Yep.
How has that changed your view of where you're at today and back in this league again here in year 3?
Yeah, I'm just grateful for every opportunity. You know, have dealt with a lot of injuries and stuff before, and yeah, I'm just trying to keep going. You realize how much you like it when you have to kind of work for it, you know?
Yeah, definitely. 1 second here. You guys are about to wrap up 60 points. If you can score.
Hope so.
Right here, Saskia Hippa with the play, and then no. The tip, no good. And that one off of Kaz Brown's right hand.
Yes.
Is it tough to watch?
Oh, it's okay. I mean, like, I have full trust in my team, and, you know, we'll figure out, we'll get the next point and close out the set, hopefully.
All right, setter Tori Dixon. Who are you going to set here? Where do you go? Look.
I'm a big middle advocate, so I'm going with Kaz.
Okay.
But anyone can get the job done.
You heard it, Kevin. Middles for middles. We stick together.
Yes, middles stick together.
All right, we'll release you to go back in momentarily. Thanks, Tori.
All right, thank you, guys.
All right, 18-14. Couple of points here for Team Hilly. Still looking for that 60-point overall. They've had a couple of shots at it. Here comes opportunity number 3. Presley, bad pass. Can they get a swing out of it? Do you take one from there? How about a roll shot? Johnson dug it up. Nice little gator. And then the deep winner. Shot to the back line has Hilly within 3.
Well, Hilly's certainly making it tough on the gold side right now. It's almost as if they did the math in their head and realized, uh-oh, there's the number. Let's make sure we don't let him get it.
Well, they've doubled up on him recently, 6-3. 4th opportunity, close 60 points. Team Edmond. Captain again, off the hands, into the ceiling. A couple of bounces, unfortunate bounces. Kept it in play, but no one was there. Tell you what, Kendall White was already all the way there. There goes 60 points into the category of Team Edmond. So they have won one set for plus 40. That was the second. They've now won 60 points for the overall, and they're looking to try and get 140 here by winning this set as well. They're up 4. Short serve. That ball a little bit too tight. Turning and making the play is Valentine Anderson. 2015.
I'm wondering if she even touched that, or she did one of those sneaky moves, you know, where setters pull their arms away and they just let the other player on the other side kind of watch it fall and dribble down. But Nachi's one of the best at jousting, even despite her height. Have a look at this. She's up, just grabs it a little bit early. Harris didn't have a chance.
That one's in out of the back row. Team Hilly with a little bit of work to do. They can only give up 5 more. They won the first set 25-22. They lost the second 25-15. Sasa on the outside in the back row, setting up a third set battle here where the overall has been won by Team Edmond.
Oh.
And that ball is won by Leah Edmond. And they lead by 5.
Did she have 0 block in front of her?
1 blocker up.
From where I'm sitting, she makes it look like she has no one in front of her, the way that she swings. But that's also a team effort, right? You know that Leah's going to get her points, but if you're holding the blockers in other areas, and let's have a look here because just have to see where the blockers were going. So Harris is jumping with Tori Dixon, and you got a wide open channel there for Leah.
What happened to that one, Key? That one bounced right to you. I was waiting for you to make the play.
Fumble.
Ball control, Key. 21-17. I'm just glad you didn't sprain an ankle.
Don't worry, I'm prepared. Safety first.
Benson, good pass, scooped it. Edmond on the right, and it does not matter where Leah Edmond goes. The kills are real. Number 12 collects yet another +8 for her individual score.
She kind of heats up from different zones at different times. We saw her going for the pipe, that quick ball behind a few times. Then she was outside. Now she gets that one on the right side. Like you said, just so versatile.
That ball into the net.
As soon as we start hyping up a player, that's when the ball.
Showing 18 kills on 33 attempts, hitting a cool 450. 2 blocks to go along with that. And this is all while receiving the ball as well on her side. Hippa, a lot of open room. Dig by number 44, Johnson, but no. Second contact cannot be corralled with a third. And it is 23-18. Team Edmond putting the finishing touches on their match. Tori Dixon, that was a quick run through the front row. Dropping it short. Nunneviller with the kill. So still individual points to be taken as well. If you have to make a move, it seems like this is the time.
Yeah, good response there from Nunneviller. She's actually pretty close to Leah in terms of points. She has 17, Leah with 20. So she's been contributing to her side almost equally, but it doesn't feel as impactful as when you see Leah touch that ball, hit that ball. It's just got something special in it.
Well, Brooks hitting 320. That's a good number. There's another +5 for a dig. 320 is a solid efficiency. Leah scoops it, calls for it. It goes to Presley. A little bit of contact at the net, and the ball falls on the side of Team Hilly. Team Edmond, set ball. Have a little floor maintenance first as Hippa gets ready to serve this first opportunity to close out 40 more set points in what would become a 72-59 overall victory.
With 12 blocks to 6 on the gold side.
Hippa's hit 260 with 9 kills. But there are only so many opportunities to go around as there's another kill from Nunneviller. With Presley being put back into service in the front row, she has been a substantial offensive upgrade for the side. 9 kills on 32 attempts. But done a lot of her damage middle of second on. Second opportunity to close here. Set point, Team Edmond. Presley. That'll do it. 25-20 and another 40 points for Team Edmond, who goes to 2-0 on the weekend.
Huge performance by Team Edmond. They were a little shaky in that first part of the first set, coming back into it towards the end, and then just steamrolling from there on out. I couldn't really pick apart much wrong with their gameplay. They were defending. They had a lot of variety in the offense, using different players, no one player dominating.
Tori Dixon, 3 kills. That is a small number. The big number, 5 solo blocks, 4 assists.
Yeah, Tori Dixon, again, another performance there at the end. That's kind of what she does. She's a bit of a clutch player, coming in when she's needed, getting those big moments, that inside arm dropping, and adding a little bit of energy to her team. Big night for Tori Dixon as well.
Overall, 72-60. Natalia Valentine Anderson leads her side to victory. Let's go down with Savannah.
Natalia, you were able to incorporate the front row, the back row, attack with 3 different hitters. What allowed you to create this free-flowing and creative offense?
I think it has to do with our team. I think we're well-rounded in every position, and I think the girls came ready to play and be aggressive. So it makes it easy for the setter when all your hitters are in time and, you know, they all want the ball and they're all confident and aggressive. So
I have to talk about your defense, too. 15 digs, you're consistently there for your team. What's the mentality that's gone into the defense, the scrappiness of the squad?
I think for me, defense is attitude. I think I get my teammates contagious with that. And if I don't want this ball to drop, it won't drop. So I sacrifice my body and, try to read the hitter and, get that ball up all the time.
After dropping the first set, that was a serious response from this squad. What changed?
I think we caught our errors. We made a lot of on-first errors in the first set. I think we were a little bit tense and wanting to do more than we were supposed to. We calmed down a little bit and we were more tactically and strategic, and that's what the game changed.
Your captain, Leah Edmond, always talks about energy. She's talked about how you are a big factor in that. Take me into what is it like to play on this team? What are the huddles like and the atmosphere of this Gold Squad this week?
I think every single player on this team is very energetic in a good way. There's intention in our words, and we're passionate about the sport of volleyball, and that shows in the game.
Thank you, Nati. Congrats on the win and a great game.
Thank you.
Kevin, back to you.
A victory for Team Edmond. A lot of fun being had by that squad in this week. They will finish up their weekend. Our second match tomorrow. We'll start out with Team Rosenthal and Team Hilly. That's going to be 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPN+. We'll be back on the U, 9:30 Eastern. Hence, taking on Edmond. 2-0 teams in the showdown at the end of Monday. So, Team Edmond, 72-60 on the strength of 18 kills, hitting .450 from the captain. Josiana Presley contributed at the net defensively, as well as 10 kills offensively, 13 total blocks. We were dancing and jamming tonight. We hope you're back with us tomorrow night for more top shelf individual championship professional volleyball from Mesa, Arizona. For Savannah Collins, Key Michael, I'm Kevin Barnett. Team Edmond wins again.
Athletes Unlimited Volleyball on ESPN is sponsored by the Air National Guard and by Aspiration, a global leader in financing climate impact.